Welcome, children. Let us begin with the story A Face in the Dark, written by Ruskin Bond. Now, Ruskin Bond is an Indian author of British descent and he is prolific in his work, very popular with the adults and children both. In the following story, Ruskin Bond, he has related a thrilling incident which is set among the beautiful hills around Shimla. So Ruskin Bond is really fascinated with the paranormal, which is not the normal activity, or you can say the supernatural, and he has beautifully expressed it in this story. So now let us begin with the story. Mr. Oliver, an Anglo Indian teacher, was returning to his school late one night on the outskirts of the hill station of Shimla. So, Mr. Oliver is the protagonist of the story and he is an Anglo Indian teacher. Anglo Indian means he is of mixed parentage. One of his parents was an Indian and the other was a Britisher. And Mr. Oliver, he was working in a school which was on the outskirts of the famous hill station of Shimla. Outskirts means the parts of the city which are farthest from the center. So he was returning, going back to school one late night. From before Kipling's time, the school had been run on English public school lines. Now, Kipling over here is referred to the famous poet Rudyard Kipling. So, before his time, this school was being run on the lines of the English public school. Now, the English public schools were the schools for the elite in England. And the boys, most of them from wealthy Indian families, wore blazers, caps, and ties. Now, this school was meant for the boys, and these boys they generally belonged to very rich Indian families, and they wore blazers, caps, and ties. Life magazine, in a feature on India, had once called it Eton of the East. So, Life magazine is a very famous magazine of America. This magazine, in an article on India, had once called this school as the Eton of the East. Now, here Eton is referred to the Eton School in London, which is a very famous boarding school for the boys. Mr. Oliver had been teaching in this school for several years. So, Mr. Oliver had been working in this school for many years. The Simla Bazaar, with its cinemas and restaurants, was about 3 miles from the school. So, the Simla Bazaar, which is full of many cinemas and restaurants, it was about, say, at a distance of 3 miles from the school in which Mr. Oliver was working. And Mr. Oliver, a bachelor, usually strolled into the town in the evening, returning after dark when he would take a shortcut through the pine forest. Now, Mr. Oliver was a bachelor. He did not have a family waiting for him back home. So, he generally went for a stroll in the town in the evenings. Now, a stroll means to take a walk in a slow, relaxed manner. And he used to generally return after dark. And while returning, he would take a shortcut through the pine forest. When there was a strong wind, the pine trees made sad sounds that kept people to the main road. So, whenever there was a strong wind blowing, whenever the wind blew through the branches and the leaves of the pine trees, they made very sad and strange sounds. And because of this, the people got scared and they usually took the main road. But Mr. Oliver was not a nervous or an imaginative man, so he did not get nervous or did not imagine things. He carried a torch and its gleam, the batteries were running down, moved fitfully down the forest narrow path. So he was carrying a torch, but its gleam was it was flickering a little bit because the batteries were running down, and as he was moving his arm in which where he was holding the torch in his hand, it was moving up and down, and so the light of the battery was also flickering as it fell on the forest path. When its flickering light fell in the figure of a boy who was sitting alone on a rock. Just then, the light, flickering light of the torch, it fell on the figure of a boy who was sitting all alone on a rock. Mr. Oliver stopped. Mr. Oliver, looking at that boy, he stopped and just thought to himself, boys were not supposed to be out after dark. So he just imagined that it was one of the boys of his school, and he was just thinking that boys were not allowed to be out of their dormitories after dark. What are you doing out here, boy? Mr. Oliver moving closer so that he could recognize the miscreant. So Mr. Oliver just called out to the boy and asked him, "What are you doing?" And as he spoke this, he went closer to the miscreant. Miscreant means a person who has done mischief, in order to recognize who it was. But even as he approached the boy, Mr. Oliver sensed that something was wrong. But as Mr. Oliver went closer to the boy, he realized that something was wrong. The boy appeared to be crying. The boy seemed that he was crying. His head hung down. He held his face in his hands and his body shook convulsively. So the head of the boy was hung below, and he was holding his face in his hands, and his body was shaking. It was trembling continuously. It was a strange, soundless weeping, and Mr. Oliver felt distinctly uneasy. So the boy was crying in a very strange kind of a weeping sound without any sound being made. And Mr. Oliver felt distinctly uneasy means clearly he felt uneasy. So in the next video, I will complete the story. Thank you.